We're back! Happy Valentine's Day!
Yeah.
Belated Valentine's was yesterday. But we thought that we would talk about love and marriage. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Well, actually not love and marriage. We're actually going to talk about divorce.
Divorce.
I mean, like, what do we say? We call it success and divorce.
Success, yeah.
So, and marriage. I mean, I guess we're going to talk about marriage too. But one thing that we were talking about recently, and we thought this would be a good topic to chat with you guys about, is the differences between men and women making money. So that's kind of the overall theme for today.
So, background, Chas is involved in a network marketing company. There are many network marketing companies, and it is predominantly a woman-dominated business industry.
Yeah. 82% of women who make over, I could be quoting this wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's close, but like $1 million in a year or something like that are from network marketing companies.
So this is an industry where women excel over men for sure. But the point being is,
men are doing great too.
So we've been involved in this for a number of years, or Chas has, and what you see, like, there are couples, right? The woman gets involved in this business. She has a successful efforts, and her business grows, and she does well. Now she's successful, wealthy, upper class,
making
or at least
good money.
Yeah, making more than her husband. And then the marriage falls apart and they get divorced.
But I've also seen it in other, areas of life where a woman I was just watching a podcast recently, and this is kind of what spurred this topic. Was the lady was talking about, she's a multimillionaire, she's got a company, she's done several things, she's been really successful, and she recently divorced her husband. And someone said to her, well, of course you did. I thought it was probably only a matter of time because she was making so much money. And I was like, how interesting is that? Because I feel like our personal philosophy is money only amplifies what's already there. Yep. So, and John made the comment that, like, poor people get divorced all the time. Why does this even have anything to do with money?
Plenty of poor people. The divorce rate amongst poor people is probably no better than
no different.
It is against the more affluent people, right?
Right, it's no different.
But that's just something people like to say. Oh, it's like this shame. The point was that this is sort of the shame thing that is put on women. Oh, well, she was so dedicated to building her success, her business,
that now she must not be a good wife.
She must not be a good wife.
Something like that. Or that you can't be a good wife and a good mother and a successful businesswoman. Or you can't be a good wife and a good mother and make money.
Yeah.
You can't be. But none of these things are placed on men. No one says that you can't be a good dad and a good husband and still make money. In fact, it's expected of men to make money and not just provide for their families, but to be successful. It's something that's expected of them. And there is this esteem, if you will, placed on men who make more money. And, it's a society standard that we look up to men who make greater incomes, but women who make greater incomes, there is a bit of stigma, sometimes guilt, sometimes shame, because this is something that I've learned, and I believe this is Brene Brown, who wrote the book Daring Greatly. And it's a book a lot about vulnerability. And in that book, she talks about the different ways in which men and women experience shame. So for us women, we experience shame in our appearance, whether we're thin and fit and pretty, right? And our physical appearance and our mothering. But men experience shame in their strength and how well they can provide and, or make money, like how much money they make. So if they aren't successful, they aren't making good money, that's where men experience shame. Whereas a woman who's maybe not making money, she wouldn't experience shame in that area. But there is a stigma and a guilt placed on women who do make money. So we just wanted to talk about that and explore that and discuss why that is. Why do you guys think that is?
And no doubt I'm sure there are women out there who became more financially successful and left their husbands, and the only primary reason may have been with that man to begin with was because he provided financial security.
Right.
Okay,
See?
and then but if that was the basis of your marriage, your union, that's crap anyway.
Right.
And so the fact that, if this woman then becomes successful, she doesn't need the security from him anymore because,
we're not having this on us.
Oh, that's all right. So
hopefully you guys get this works out.
Anyway, the point being that, anyway, the point being that if that was the basis of a woman, like if that was the only reason she was with that man,
yes,
is because he provided her with some security, and now she don't need that security
because she makes her own money.
Because she makes her own money. Your marriage was
not
based
solid
on
to begin
crap
with.
anyway.
Right.
So what difference does the divorce make?
Right. So again, it comes back to money only amplifies what's already there.
Yeah. Hey, what's the claim to fame? Like, oh, we were married for 50 years and every bit of it sucked. She was only with me because I provided with her security.
Give me that.
And I only stayed with her because it was consistent sex.
Oh. Hey, some couples are not even consistent sex.
Yeah,
so
and sometimes they're not even consistent sex.
What are y'all doing? Please tell us. We're confused. But I just found it so interesting and fascinating. And I read, like, when a couple gets divorced, I read so many people. Quit drinking. You're chewing ice. I can hear that on the microphone.
It's okay.
People
got to drink. People got to hydrate.
You're hydrated. You've had enough water and ice. Wait a minute.
Whatever. People got to hydrate.
Marriage. Marriage goals when your wife tells you to stop drinking water. Okay, so anyway, but I've just read so many people lately when there's like a divorce situation, you can see so many people show how they truly feel about it. Like you'll see the judgment, you'll see that I'm just so shocked. I can't believe this is happening. Like, and honestly, I'm just like, what's in any of your business? Like, okay, their marriage fell apart. Sometimes people, I feel, need to step back and recognize what you can and can't control. And you can never control somebody else's marriage. So why make a big deal out of it? Why shame people? Why judge them? Why even discuss it? It's really irrelevant once a couple has decided that one or either of them is not willing to work it out.
Yeah. Is your judgment going to make their marriage any better?
Right. And the thing is, it does take both people wanting to, like John and I did a live late 2019 where we talked about, to have a good marriage, one of our tips is your hearts must be turned towards each other. You must always be for each other. And when a marriage crumbles, it's because one or both of them are no longer have their hearts turned toward each other and they're not willing to turn them that way. And maybe they never had their hearts turned toward each other. That's just a recipe for a marriage that's not going to last. And if one or both of them does not want to make it work, it's not going to work. They're only going to be miserable. Their children are going to be miserable, and so on and so forth. So I would challenge you, if you are in a marriage that's not what you want it to be, number one, know that anything is possible. You can magnetize the best out of someone if you choose to see the best in them. If you're always looking at their flaws, because there will always be flaws.
Yep.
The bedside black hole is a good example.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sean keeps all his crap on the side of the bed. That's silly. That's a silly example, but there will always be flaws in your spouse. We're imperfect humans. But when you're with someone and you see the best in them, and that person can see you at your worst and still love you just as much or more, then your hearts are turned toward each other. And no amount of money that one of you makes over the other one is going to matter, because you're a team whose hearts are connected, who have the best intentions in mind. I don't care if he makes more money or if I make more money. We are a team. We are united in the front to be a family, to care for our children, to go after our dreams. A good friend of ours said once, because his wife is also in network marketing, when someone asked him how he felt about her making money, he said, I don't care who makes the money as long as we get to spend it. So, right?
Yeah.
And who cares? It honestly, it comes down to ego and pride when one spouse or the other has an issue with how much money the other one makes. And because men experience shame in their ability to provide, sometimes it's difficult for them if their wife is making more money than them. So you're trying to speak to that, you man.
Oh,
How do you feel about that?
No, I mean, as a man, it's really easy to get wrapped, like your identity is wrapped up in what you do, especially like when you're, you have a good job or you have a successful business, right? That is, you tie that with your identity and your sense of success in life. But it's not everything, right? And it's okay. Like if my wife is now, sometimes like as a man, like we were talking about this. Actually, I'm going to tie this into this. That as you're in marriage and you go through life and things change over time, and you have your dissatisfactions in life, and maybe or not everyone does, but you might get to that point, and you get to the point where like, okay, this is getting unpleasant, and we get to a fork in the road, and we can carry on and stick our heads in the sand, same old, same old. Nope, let's not change anything. Let's not rock the boat. Or we got to grow and get better and go further and be more than what we were before, or at least our mind needs to move, expand beyond where we're at, so that we can kind of change our mindsets and grow.
Well,
and that's kind of like we've been through that through the past couple of years, right? Like we both kind of hit this point, like my wife, is growing, and that growth, point shows that, man, there's some things that are messed up here in our relationship, and
or unresolved traumas or unresolved conflicts or what have you, like just things that need to be addressed.
And for me, from my perspective, everything was going along pretty good for a while, and now everything's all screwed up.
Until she started growing. What the heck?
What's up with my wife? She done gone crazy all of a sudden. But so that was a point. That was a fork in the road, right? We could have gone separate ways.
Which is probably what a lot of couples do. That's where they decide, you know what, I'm not going to grow with you. Why are you changing? What is different here? But I just have to speak to this for a second. Like, if you are not growing as a human, then you are not walking in your full potential on this earth. Period. You
are a God-created divine being, capable of so many things.
Get it?
And I'm not there. I'm not saying I've arrived, and we haven't arrived.
We haven't arrived, but we're growing.
But by golly,
babe, you're doing great.
Yeah, we're trying.
Don't discount your.
No, we're doing good. But so yeah, we could have hit this fork in the road, but like for me, I had at the end of the day, the root, the heart of this issue is that we are joined together, and I want to have a loving, lifelong relationship with my wife. Mm-hmm. And so, okay, maybe I need to grow. Maybe I need to expand myself and
not be stubborn.
And not be stubborn. And like she's going through these things, and she's dealing with issues and trauma,
and just learning to listen to each other and what is going on here. What are you? Because sometimes in a situation where a woman is making money, she's growing, she's becoming more successful, all she really wants is her partner to hear her. Just be proud of me, celebrate me, be grateful for this money that we've brought in together. Because honestly, in most situations, she couldn't have done it without his support. And just like a man working and providing for his family, he relies on his wife to, take care of the home and, make his meals and stuff like that to kind of work together as a team to have this amazing, beautiful life together. And it doesn't have to be one or the other. Like, so I feel like it's a partnership. And when your hearts are turned toward each other, it really doesn't matter where the money comes from. So many people get so hung up on it, but you guys, money is just a resource. It's just a resource that allows you to do more in life. It allows you to provide for more people, to help more people, to do more for your family, to provide for your children. And it doesn't have to be something that is a negative thing that destroys your marriage. It only will amplify what's already there. If you have a generous and giving heart and you guys are already a team, then you'll continue to be a team with a generous and giving heart. But if you are, like always already have issues, money's going to amplify that.
You're in competition with each other.
Right. And it's going to expose all of that. So that was good. Yeah. Good one right there.
Gaming each other one way or another.
Right. And it's just going to expose what's already there. So
just to segue also as far as being success building, right? Like, sometimes we like talk about current events and political situations and the state of the world. And a lot of us are like, we want to armchair quarterback this. Well, if I was in charge, by God, we ought to be doing this. We ought to be doing that. Right.
Yes.
But the best thing you can do if you really actually want to affect that is to increase your personal wealth and influence, which begets more power, basically.
Right. And that's how the exact change.
If you think you're a good person and you think you have good ideas for how to affect the world, the best thing you can do is be wealthy and powerful and influential.
Right. Okay.
End of story.
See, so many people get so hung up on this because there is a fear around money. And I hope that we can drive home that money is just a resource. Just like time is a resource, just like anything else is a resource. And we have very little money and you're living like sort of paycheck to paycheck. All you think about is money and how you're going to pay your bills and how are you going to make this work next week? And oh my gosh, we need tires on our vehicle. How are we going to pay for that? That's what life is like when you don't have much of it. You're always thinking about it. But when money is a resource that's abundant for you, and like I said, it amplifies what's already there. If money is a resource that's abundant to you, then you're not thinking about money all the time. You know how your bills are going to take care of. You're thinking of how you can make impact on others, how you can make change in this world, how you can impact creation in great ways and help other people, because that is where that's how you can use that resource. So money is something I think too many people are afraid of. And there's a stigma around women making money and like it's going to destroy the marriage. But we will show you how that's not happening. It doesn't happen with us. It hasn't happened with us, and it's not going to happen with us. Nope. And one thing that, as far as marriage, one thing that we really, really learned, we've been married for 23 years. And a couple of years ago, 2019 was probably the hardest year in our marriage. And that was probably the time John's talking about where we met a crossroad, like, what are we going to do here? But I also personally feel like we were just going through the ringer with everything that was going on in our lives and just a lot of crap. But we, through that, like he said, at the end of the day, decided, no, this is worth working for. This is worth learning what it takes to communicate and show each other that I value you. I see you, I hear you, you matter to me. And I'm not going to dismiss what you have to say just because I don't like hearing it or just because it hurts a little bit. Right. So anyway, I hope that is a good, kind of a good reminder to you guys. And those of you who do have dreams, goals, and visions, I just want to encourage you, don't dismiss those. Don't dismiss that little niggling in your heart just because you have fear around money or fear around success because of your spouse or what other people think about women versus men making money. I guarantee you, if you're bringing in good money, your husband's going to be like, thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right?
If you have a good relationship.
If you do, yeah. If not, and he is competitive and he doesn't like seeing his wife make more money, then in that situation, I would just say, bring out the best in him.
The money's not the woman making more money is not the problem.
That's right.
You have a lack of intimacy. You have a lack of understanding between each other. You don't really know each other as well as you should.
Babe, that's so good.
Yeah, I know.
Wisdom. I know.
There's a lot of things to say about that, about ways you could
grow your intimacy,
your understanding of each other.
Yeah, we can dive into that a little bit more later. Yeah. So we're out of time, so we're going to let you guys go. But we just wanted to drive home the point to not be afraid of success. All right.
Good night.
See you next time. Bye.